Welcome to the Healers Café, conversations on health and healing with Dr. Manon.
So welcome to the Healers Café. And today I'm talking with Kym-Helena De Boer. And let me tell you a little bit about her because I'm really excited to do this interview. I've known her for a little while, but didn't realize all the pretty magical insights she has in health and healing. So what her training is, she's known as an alternative health detective, specializing in the emotional code and body code healing modalities with a certification in health coaching from the Health Coaching Institute. She's also the #1 best-selling author of Healthy Living, The Secrets to Natural Health and Wellness. And in her private practice, Kym-Helena works with people globally who suffer from anxiety, stress, depression, toxicity, and trauma to transform their health so that they can gain more energy, have more peace, and live pain-free. So changing your mindset around illness and disease is key to improving your health and assisting your body to heal. So we definitely share a lot in common as far as what is possible for people. So I really want to welcome you, and please feel free to add anything else about that.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Manon, for having me today. I'm excited to be here. And yes, I just think it's so important that, that we take responsibility for our health. And that's my main mission, is to, educate and just help people understand that that we're responsible for our own health, that it's not something that's outside of us, it's something that is within us. And if we listen, my big thing is listening to the body, right? Listening to your body, and it's giving you signals at all times. And just to listen and be aware of what's actually going on. And when there are imbalances, to find a way to rebalance, I guess, essentially.
So what brought you on this path? When did you know that this is what you'd be doing? Or
well, it came to me as a bit of a surprise. I had my own health issues most of my life. I had a severe a tailbone injury when I was 8 that pushed my tailbone in and up, buckled my spine, cut off all my nerve circulation in my legs. For about 4 years before I found out what was going on.
Wow.
So through that, I was always looking for, and the way that got resolved, or somewhat resolved, was my mother took me to a massage therapist, and she found out what was wrong, because the doctors were not finding out. There's nothing wrong with you, right? That whole thing of there's nothing wrong with you. But there is. There is something. So I was always looking for something that would help me get out of pain, even just for a day. And 6 years ago, I was sent a webinar, Dr. Bradley Nelson. I had never heard of him, but I went, okay, well, let's check this out. And, he was talking about the emotion code and how our emotions and traumas really play a huge part in our health, our wellness, our emotional wellness, our physical wellness, our mental wellness. But what got me mostly from that webinar was that it worked so well with animals. And I had a cat that had adopted me, and he had some issues. So I went, okay, if this works for him, I'll try it on him first. So that's what I did.
Okay.
And it helped him immensely. And so I went, okay, worked on myself, and I got my 1 day without pain. And I just went, you know what? I have to do this. I have to help people.
So when you you were 8, massage therapist discovered what was actually, that it was actually something physical. You weren't making all this up. It wasn't in your head. So you were spared all of that. But did it get fixed then?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I mean, I went to chiropractors and massage therapists and everything, but I was still in pain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You know, I know that if I had not been introduced to a massage therapist when I was 12, I wouldn't be walking today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right. So
Right.
that got me into, you know, learning more about alternative health practices,
Mm-hmm.
and not really, and just, you know, trusting my body more on what it needed.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I mean, back then we didn't have all these modalities that we have now, right? That were out there and available to us.
Right. And not the internet.
And not the internet, so that we could get connected to that. So,
yeah.
So that's how it all started. And I just, you know, I said, I have to do this. And so got my certifications in the emotion code and the body code. And 2 years later, I quit my job to do this full time.
Yeah. And so, and with this work, have you been able to be out of pain now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have. I mean, we all have, you know, our bodies go through different changes and everything, but I got my 1 day without pain and more, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm just going to ask all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
It's an area that fascinates me because, of course, I do bone first therapy. So I work with pain. I work with trauma as well. That's in the body.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, life is more, and people's journeys to healing come many different ways. And there's many different insights that often come from what we're not aware of, right? So, and some things feel as if they're very structural and that really need to be shifted, not so much by the types of body work that move things, but that allow the body to move things, you know, that, and to me, bone therapy is that type of work. It signals the body, hey, it's safe to move. Go ahead, put yourself back into place, you know.
Exactly.
But with this work, and I want to find out more, and I'm sure, you know, all the people listening to the show we need more information, or, you know, so please feel free. How does it work? We can take one of them at a time, maybe, and how does it impact, whether it's, you know, through your story, how it helped, or anybody else, no names, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Well, basically, it is a combination of ancient Chinese medicine, kinesiology, which is muscle testing, magnetic therapy, and our bodies are magnetic. The earth is magnetic, and also quantum physics. So basically a combination of those 4 sciences. And what happens is you tap into or connect with the subconscious mind. And you ask the subconscious, which is what I call the Google of the body, and ask it, because it knows everything that you've ever done in your life, everything you've ever said, and beyond. If you believe in past lives and whatever preconception, it goes way back, and it's like a universal intelligence. But it knows everything that's going on in your body, and it also knows how to fix it. So it's just about asking questions, you know, tapping into the subconscious and asking, so if you're experiencing headaches, what is the underlying cause of your headaches? And it's going to be more than one thing, as you probably well know, right? It's not, you know, just one thing. It's going to be a combination of probably about 8 to 10 different things. From, you know, something that happened to you when you were 3 years old. It could be, you know, say you had, I don't know, anxiety comes up a lot for people. That's one of those emotions that we all have a lot of, is anxiety. So that could come up, and it could be a misalignment in the body or an organ or something. It could be the liver, right? It could be an organ, because the liver, if it has an imbalance, it's going to give you headaches. So it's a combination of things, and you can find out everything, but you can also release a lot of what you find by using magnets down the governing meridian of your back, or of the body, governing meridian, which really in acupuncture, it goes from the tip of the nose to the tip of the tailbone. So if you move magnets in any of those within that area, with an intention of releasing that emotion, it will release, or any other imbalance. So it's quite fascinating.
So let's go back to, was it your cat or which?
My cat, yeah.
Yeah. So with your cat, just because, there's some people going, oh yeah, sure. But let's say your cat. Now, how do we know what traumas, what past lives, what intention? How did you deal with your cat?
Again, I tapped into his subconscious, and animals have the same emotions and they have the same traumas that humans do. And I just, the same way with the body code, or the emotion code, you have certain charts with certain emotions. The body code actually has mind maps. It's an app with 280, but I think it's around 280 mind maps within this app. And then through muscle testing, or for me, I use a pendulum. I use pendulum, here it is, to get my answers. So it's like muscle testing, only I use pendulum. So yes and no answers. So I ask yes and no questions to get the answers. And it guides me through these mind maps to find out what is actually wrong, what the imbalance is. So for my cat, it led me to his dental meridians. So to his teeth. And he was having an issue walking. His back hip was, he had trouble going up and down stairs and jumping up on things, and just was having a really hard time. He also had emotional stuff as well. But the body code led me to was his dental meridians and his eye teeth, his canines, which were both broken off at the bottom. So it led me to an imbalance in these teeth that were caused by a physical trauma. So whatever happened to him, I don't know, but it broke them off at the bottom. So by releasing these, the physical trauma from him breaking off his teeth, using the magnets, within 15 minutes, he was fine.
Wow, that's
like, and that's when I said, okay, I have to do this.
So is this work you can do, like you need to be with a person, or you can do it even long distance? Like
long distance. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a lot of clients in California and New York, and it can be done over the phone. That's where the quantum physics comes in. It can be performed over the phone or Skype or Zoom, or even just getting permission to connect. So I work with a lot of children.
I have an experiment for you.
Okay, sure. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so my daughter, like, that's why I was a little delayed, just came back from the vet, and we have this, our cat has this thing going on with the eye, and the vet typical thing that usually is said, oh, we don't know what it is, we've never seen this before. And so there's choices, like we could do steroids, because that's what they usually do, painkillers, but she can assess whether there's pain or not. And anyway, of course I didn't plan this because none of this was happening before.
Right, yeah, no,
but are you up to doing something like that, like showing how this works, just like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then she decided to jump right on me, so I'll take that as a sign.
Oh, perfect. It's like all meant to be.
Okay, so I'm just gonna pick her up here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Aww.
Yeah, and anyway, she's a little freaked out now because she went to the vet and she's never been since she was young, because she's healthy.
Yes.
But she has an eye, this eye here, that that is all red and we don't know what it is, and it's not something typical. I
Okay.
assume that you need to see her more probably. Or maybe.
No, I'm good. Because I'm going to tap, what's her name?
Snowbell.
Snowbell. Hello, Snowbell.
Snowbell, I know.
So I'm just going to ask to be proxy for Snowbell. And so can I be proxy for Snowbell? Now, when the pendulum goes in a circle, then it's a yes.
Okay.
When it goes back and forth like this, it's a no.
Okay.
So I can ask this question. I'm going to pull up my, you won't be able to see that though. I'm going to ask if is it the right eye? Is it the right eye?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes on that. I just wanted to make sure.
I was wondering who had to answer first, the pendulum or me?
Yeah, it's amazing now. Her energy is like, yeah, it's the right eye. Are there some trapped emotions that are causing the imbalance in her right eye? And I'm getting a no. So I'm going to pull up my charts here. See if I can get that to come up. And I'm going to go through my mind maps. I don't know, can I share that screen?
Oh yeah, you can. You can. There's a button that says share at the very bottom, and then that will be your screen.
Okay, so can I do that? Ah, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so this is that cool to do that?
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it all, yeah.
Okay, is it kind of, do I have too many things open here?
No, I just see energy, circuit and systems. Toxin.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, perfect. So those are the mind maps. So I'm going to go through now and find out, is there an underlying cause for this imbalance in your right eye? And that's, see, I'm getting a big yes. And is it on the left-hand side of the chart? And it's actually taking us into pathogens. Left-hand side, and it's taking us into mold. Mold, which is kind of like a fungus, right? So now, do you have a mold infection? Now, it's not saying that it is a mold infection. I'm getting a no on that. So that's where the detective comes in sometimes, where you got to go, why are we here? So it's not a mold infection. Is it an emotional mold? No, because we already asked that. So let's just go a little bit further. So it is a mold, and is there an underlying cause for this mold? So let's just go back. Left-hand side of the chart, it's in energies. Left-hand side of the chart, I'm getting post-traumatic. But now I'm getting that there is some inflammation. So the mold is what's happening. It's like a mold in the eye, and it's due to inflammation. Now, is there an underlying cause for the inflammation? Let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. And is it on the left-hand side of the chart? And is it in energy, circuits, and systems? Now we're going into toxins. Left-hand side, and look where it's going, dental toxicity. Interesting. So then we have a dental toxicity chart, or a dental chart. We're going into the teeth. So is it a particular tooth that we need to look at? Yes. And is it on the left-hand side of the chart? And is it on the top left? And is it tooth number 1, 2, 3? I'm getting that it's tooth number 4. I need my glasses for this. So the right upper second bicuspid, and it connects to the right lung, the right side of the large intestine, and it's the thymus. And because all these teeth, the meridians connect, and it's the right shoulder, elbow, hand, foot, and big toe. Does she have any discomfort on the right side of her body at all? Do you know?
Not that I can see. Though she is getting like matted hair, which means that not as agile to be able to clean it, which sometimes is a sign of arthritis is coming, or
or something like that. So let's just carry on. And now there's an underlying cause for the imbalance in that tooth, and that is a yes. So let's find out what the imbalance, left-hand side of the chart, and it's not in energies. We're going to circuits and systems, and we're going to the acupuncture systems. And we're going to one of the 8 extraordinary meridians. Left-hand side is at Yang Heal, Yin Heal, Yang Linking. It is the Yin Linking meridian. And that goes actually from the throat. You can see from the picture, and it goes all the way down. But there's something going on in that meridian. So is it blocked? Yes. And is it on the left-hand side of the body? It is on the right-hand side of the body that it's blocked. And is there an underlying cause for this blockage? And there is, getting a yes. And is it, go back to this chart, left-hand side of the chart, and is it in energies? We're going back into circuits and systems, left-hand side, and it's due to an organ, an imbalance in an organ. Left-hand side, is it top 3? Is it heart? And we're going actually into the kidneys. And how old is she?
She's 13.
Okay, so that could make a lot of sense. Because it will cause swelling in the face or whatever if there's something going on with the kidneys.
Yeah, and she does have swelling underneath now, which wasn't visible to me, but to the vet, yeah.
Okay, so let's just find out. So her kidneys are really not happy. See the movement on that big no? It's like really not happy. Now, is there an underlying cause for this imbalance in the kidneys? Yes, and it's not emotional. So are we going to go into the organs? We're going back into the urinary system. Left-hand side. Now, it's taking us back to the kidneys for some reason, and there's a reason for this. I just don't always know what it is. So kidneys to kidneys, an underlying cause for the imbalance in the kidneys. Now, is it the left kidney? It's actually the right kidney. Now, the left kidney is fine. It's the right kidney. Maybe I needed to be more specific. Now, is the right kidney happy? No. Underlying cause for this? Yes. And it is going into the kidney emotions. More than one emotion? Yes. The first one, is it on the left-hand side of the chart? Yes. And is it blaming, dread, and it's fear? Now, fear is definitely a kidney emotion. All of these emotions are kidney emotions.
Yeah.
So fear, do we need to know more about this? No, we don't. Can we clear this fear now? Yes. So the way that I do that when I'm doing remote sessions is I actually roll it over my head because I'm in the energy. So here we go. So as I'm doing this, it's clearing on her.
Wow.
And that has been released. Now, is there another trapped emotion we need to release? Left-hand side, is it blaming, dread, fear, and it's horror? I'm getting horror. Need to know more about this? Yes. Did it occur before the age of 10, before the age of 5, before the age, was it age 4, 3, 2? It happened, something happened at age 1 that created horror, the emotion of horror for her. Do we need to know any more? No. Can we release it now? Yes. So usually 3 or 4 rolls will release it, and that has been released. Now, is there another trapped emotion? Yes. Left-hand side, conflict, creative insecurity. It's terror.
Wow. I wonder what she went through.
Yeah. So let's see where that occurred. Did it occur before the age of 10, before the age of 5, 4, 3, also age 1? So did you have her as a kitten?
Yeah. But what got her when she was 10 weeks or 8 weeks, maybe?
Okay,
No,
so
10
something. Yeah. Can release this now. Something happened to her when she was 1. Do you know any? Do you remember anything? Definitely, there's horror and terror.
Yeah, that sounds intense. I think I'd remember that. Just trying to think. Well, I don't know how old she was. I remember that somebody came with her puppy dog.
You know what came to me was there a dog?
Yeah, and she went like
It was a dog.
And it was, she became huge.
Yeah. Ooh,
like protective. Okay. And now we have a new dog. My daughter has a puppy.
Oh.
And this, like, yeah, she had a little bit of red. It didn't seem, but now it looks like it's like almost like a growth or something, invading her eye.
Oh.
But she hisses at, and the dog's more afraid.
Oh, this has brought up all this stuff for her.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. I'm getting angel bumps, so it's true.
But that's how it works with humans, right? It's like one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great demonstration. Other than, I'm thrilled if we can help her.
Yes, well, just you will see if there's something else here,
Yeah.
because like I was saying earlier, there's more than one thing that creates all of this. It's a combination.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
things. Now, is there another trapped emotion? No. So her right kidney is now happy.
Okay.
And those were just those, those emotions that were creating that unhappiness. So that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Does she still have inflammation? Now I'm getting the inflammation, I'm getting a no.
Okay.
So her meridian is happy, is going back. And does she have a mold? Whatever that mold was that was coming up as a mold, I'm getting a no. So that was huge. Now let's just see, is there anything else that's contributing to this imbalance in her eye or of her eye? Yes, left-hand side of the chart, and we are going into energies. Left-hand side of the chart, addictive heart energy, allergy and intolerance.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going into food intolerances.
Okay.
So, and it's sort of a gluten grain thing. Do you know if her food has grain?
No, I actually just got that checked, but I don't I want to be for sure. It says just chicken and I think chicken and fish or something, but I was going to look for the fine print, but I need glasses.
Like these, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that was my next thing to double check. Okay.
So she's not lactose intolerant, but she is intolerant to gluten. She's intolerant to grain. She's intolerant to corn.
Okay, so gluten, corn,
any nuts, she's actually intolerant to some meat. So and she's intolerant to chicken.
Ah.
Uh-huh. Now, did this eye thing start to happen just after you changed her food?
Nope, no, because we've had this food for most of her life.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she's showing that she has an intolerance to chicken right now. And sometimes what happens, and it's the same in humans, is when we eat the same thing over and over and over again, our body actually creates an imbalance to it.
Yeah.
So I would just change her food.
Yep.
That will help.
And too, I don't know, what I've noticed with people too is sometimes their intolerance comes up because it's like, it's what, it's like their cup is full. They can't take more.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, they may not have been, but now it's like their body's saying, no, stop it. Right? Yeah.
And it even can take a couple of weeks just of not eating that particular food. Like an intolerance is not forever, not like,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it might be, okay, yeah, like you say, the cup's full. Like no more, no more. Just, eliminate those foods, whatever they are, for, it could only be just for a couple of weeks or a week or something. And then you can go back to eating it again, just not as intensely, right? So in moderation.
Yeah.
So, as you know, our bodies change all the time.
Correct,
daily, hourly.
Totally.
It can change. So, so that's part of what's going on with her. Is there something else that we need? Ooh, this is a big yes. Left-hand side, pathogens, now it is going into nutrition and lifestyle. Left-hand side, pH imbalance, it's going into foods, herbs, and nutrients. And I'm getting that she needs some nutrients. Let's find out what she needs. More than one, it's one nutrient. And is it in column A? So I have a chart here.
Okay.
Column A, even row. No, you know what it is? It's vitamin A.
Oh.
She needs vitamin A.
That makes sense. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So that will also help her. Need any other nutrients? Nope. So it's just vitamin A. And so that, you know, put it in her food or however you can,
Yeah.
you can do that for her. That will help her skin, her
Yeah.
fur and her skin and everything.
True. Yeah.
And is there another underlying cause for the imbalance in her eye? I'm getting a no. Do you need any medications? Do you need any? I'm getting a no.
Interesting. Oh, well, I'm so going to follow up and
Yeah.
let you know.
Let me know.
And let everyone know, because this is really exciting. I mean, it's
Yeah.
fun because it's, you know, again, that's, you know, when I was doing homeopathy, which is also considered, you know, like what on earth and how can you? And yet I was seeing unbelievable miracles, literally. I don't know what else to call them, because
Yeah.
they can't be done any other way. And it's like, you know, it's, I say, well, look, it works on my, this, I was in Nova Scotia, it works on my
Yeah.
goats.
Yeah.
If it works on my goats, you know.
Yeah. Well, it does, right?
You know, and it works on your kids, and they're not like having, you know, they're not having an issue. They don't need to over believe. They just think it's like some, you know, placebo sugar pill, right? So it's interesting, you know, what else our bodies can tell us that we don't, you know, that some are resistant to finding out about, right? So,
well, you know, that's true. Like there are a lot of people that don't want to know what's really going on.
or they don't want to believe that it
Or
could
don't
be
want to
so
believe.
simple, right? Like,
It's so simple.
yeah.
Like
And
it's
that's
so
what,
simple.
yeah, healing can be simple, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting. Yeah, well, this is exciting because I mean, everyone will know about it.
And it's interesting that, you know, the dog came up at age 1.
Yeah.
You know, the first thing that came into mind, I was going to ask you, like, was there a dog incident?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to have the puppy come in now and just bringing up, bringing up all those emotions.
Right. So that's the kind of the re-triggering of the old trauma, which otherwise lies dormant, you know, and kidney energy is shock and fear and all those things, you know, from my understanding as a naturopathic, you know, physician. It's like, oh, that's, you know, that's interesting. It makes sense, you know. And then here you get also what else. So the food, you know, I thought, oh, maybe I should go raw with her, but you don't know, right? So here, you know, so one thing that showed up is mold, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that by addressing all of this, like one thought I had, or maybe it's a, you know, because cancers can be mold based on that.
Fungus, mold,
fungus, mold. So like, could it just be the body is creating this, and now we're getting to seeing why it's linked? And then just like I've noticed, you know, cancers come and cancers go. They don't necessarily hang around forever, right? They're, you know, whereas our minds think, oh, I've got this and it'll never leave me, and I'll need to get it excised, and I'll have to, you know, all these very invasive things, when really it's fluid, right?
Yeah, I mean, cancer really, I mean, one thing we don't want to do is own it, like I have cancer, right? Or anything, arthritis, like I just go, no. You have a bit of inflammation in your body. You don't have arthritis. You don't have all of these labeled things, because as soon as you say that you've got something, then you pretty much have it.
It's yours.
Right? It's yours. You're owning it. And so that's why I went, you know, in my bio is about the mindset and, you know, changing your mindset around illness and disease. It's just an imbalance in the body, right? And a lot of it is from the traumas and the emotional baggage that we're carrying around. From, it could be from when you were in the womb. It could be inherited emotions. You know, but really when you get down to it, I'd say 99.9% as I'm going through all, there's an imbalance in the liver due to blah, 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 blah. It will always goes to emotions or trauma. So when you release the energy, because they get into your cellular intelligence, they get into your cells and create a rogue cell or a damaged cell. And, you know, as we know about cells, it's like damaged cells just produce more damaged cells. They can't then create a healthy cell. So that's where the cancers come in, where these cells are just replicating and they're damaged.
Yeah.
And the immune system isn't strong enough or whatever to get them out of the body.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, I mean, it can be so easy to, what is the underlying cause of, this imbalance in your body, and find out, release those emotions and traumas, and, maybe your body needs some nutrients or some foods or something, to help it get through, or homeopathy, or something to help the body.
Right.
To detox and stuff.
Yeah. And I think too that, if we looked at it more like those, I mean, people who are a little bit disappointed with conventional medicine, and yet they're not like, oh, come on, this voodoo crazy stuff, sure, right?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, just look at it like it assists. It helps. It gives you just a bit more information. How much harm could a bit more information or a little more clearing of something do, right? Like, like, why not? What's the resistance we have to that? And I think that's really worth looking at,
It is. I think it's fear of the unknown. Right?
You think, yeah?
It's like, it's an invisible force, right? It's invisible. And so, I'm always, for me, getting people, it's like, you're moving your arm.
Yeah, right.
Making it move. And it's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's just being open. And you don't even have to believe.
Right.
But just being open to the possibilities.
Yeah.
And it can change your life.
Yeah. So people who have issues with pendulums, because I've come across them, do you have any other way of, or any way that you use that allows people to read their own body that way?
I do teach the sway test.
Yes. Okay.
Right. So and especially for grounding, like, or for, I say part of that, by taking control of your own health, is to understand your body and to ask your body questions and use the sway test. Because a lot of people are not really comfortable with muscle testing. Right. Right. But the sway test is so simple and you can feel it. I mean, even I have my clients, I said, try it. Try the pendulum and ask it a question and see what, and they're going, ooh, right? Because I get it moving a little bit, but it can be a little more challenging. But the sway test is a great way to, to ask your body questions.
So, like, yes,
yes and no. Always yes and no questions.
Right. So, like, yes is like you lean forward.
Yeah.
No is you lean back.
Yeah.
And then as you ask yourself the question, you sort of see where your body goes.
Yeah. Naturally.
Yeah. Naturally. Yeah. Starting with your name, unless you're misnamed.
Exactly. Right. So my name is Kym. Ooh, that's a yes. Right. My name is Manon. Oh no, that's no. Yeah.
Right.
And as you practice that more, I mean, I can be walking down the aisle at the grocery store asking if something's good for me, and I'm like, whoa. Right. Because your body moves so much.
Yeah, because I mean, you can. Oh, look at that! She's come back. We'll see what that means. Yeah. So just sorry to finish that loop, but how long would it take? Obviously, change the food, get vitamin A. How long would you expect a change from your experience? Because I have zero experience.
You know what? It just depends. There might be something else that comes up as well, but I would start with that.
Yeah.
With Jackson, my cat, it was in 15 minutes.
Right.
It was different, but it was more of a pain thing where you've got, if you've got inflammation and stuff, it could take a little bit longer, but hard to say how long. But, I think just a few days, you might see some improvement.
Yeah.
Change the food, or it could take a few days. And she might feel a little calmer around the puppy, maybe, from releasing the horror and the terror.
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, interesting.
So yeah, that's one. That's just a layer. Yeah, that was just a an example.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it's interesting. I have found too that when it's acute, right? There's usually something that ignites it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is kind of perfect because it's something from the past,
Yeah.
which is typically what happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it becomes calm for the body to heal, so very interesting. So I know we're going to almost run out of time here, but have you explained the difference between it's the body code and what's the other?
The emotion code. So the emotion code is actually the first step in, oh goodness. I have some, oh shoot.
Go ahead. I'll just.
Can you just, got a delivery. Just one sec.
So what's the difference between the body code and the emotional code?
Okay, so the emotion code, we're just dealing with emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And the body code goes much, much deeper. So, I can just ask the question, say, oh, is there a trapped emotion, which I did first with your kitty cat. And it was, are there any trapped emotions that are causing this issue?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you can do it that way. But to go much deeper is, to go into food intolerances, to go into nutrition, to go into misalignments. And so it just goes much, much deeper.
Okay.
And it goes into your brain, every vessel in your brain, every your nervous system, your muscular system, like it goes so deep.
Yeah. Thanks very much, and we'll be in touch.
Okay, thanks so much. Let me know how your kitty cat's doing.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Thank you for joining us at the Healers Café with Dr. Manon. For more information, go to drmanonbolliger.com.